What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an introduction to this brand new channel that I wanted to create. I got tired of showing my face, got tired of telling everybody who I am and what I do, as far as like having a personal identity. So I wanted to make a fresh channel. I don't want anybody to know who I am, especially being a father now. But I did still want to help you guys out, still wanted to talk about life and things that I'm going through in my life that could probably help you guys out, especially in business, relationships, being a father, typical things that the average person lives through as a man throughout their lives. One of the biggest things that I end up doing throughout my life is working, and I think working is a good topic to talk about because it's just a huge part of our lives. We spend most of our waking hours working. In fact, I'm working right now. So this is the time that I have to really think about the things that I want to talk about and how I could help people out. And I think the first thing that I want to talk about is keeping things simple. I've learned to keep things to a minimum as far as how much I'm handling, because it's not worth it, guys, to get stressed out over a lot of work. In fact, your quality goes down. People get mad at you. You lose deadlines. You overpromise and you just can't do it. And then you come home stressed. If you have a wife or husband, whatever it is, you end up bringing out those emotions to them at home when you get home from work. If you have kids, you don't feel yourself like you're present with your kids because you are constantly bombarded with emails and texts from work, phone calls, people asking you for work, and there's always a urgent thing that needs to be done, and that gets really tiring, guys, especially after you have a family. I did it before so that I can get ahead in life, but I did it enough for me to realize that it's not worth it. It's good for a little bit so that you can get ahead in life. It does take sacrifices to be able to move ahead from the average person, because the average person is not working outside of work. They're just going to their 9-to-5 job and they just go home and do whatever they want to do. But if you want to be above average, you got to do above average things. And sometimes that means working a second job or a side income, having a business on the side. And I've done all that. So I've kept it a little bit more simple now. In fact, just a few weeks ago, I canceled on all of my lawn care customers because I had a lawn care business that I started in 2020. And I am very relieved now because it was a weekly and bi-weekly thing. So the only time I had to do it, the only time that I had available to do it was on the weekends. I couldn't even do it on the evenings because by the time I came home from work, got my other work truck, set up the trailer, made sure that I had gas, made sure that I had everything, all of my tools in the truck, it was already too late. I could only do like one lawn, so there was no point of doing it in the evenings. But I did used to do that back in the day when I first started it, because I would get home around 5. I was able to do about 2 lawns. That's when I really needed money, and that to me was worth it back then. But now, wasting a whole hour setting up and only being able to have time for one lawn, I lose more money than what I'm making. And that even includes all of the weekend jobs that I had on the weekends. I end up losing money because now I have a bigger trailer. I have a bigger mower that if it breaks, I'm going to have to replace that bigger mower for a lot more money than a small one. The tools that I have are expensive because I want good tools. I don't want to work hard anymore. So I have good tools, and those tools cost money. If one of those break, there goes another $500 for a chainsaw, or each blade for a chainsaw is freaking $30, and you can go through that in one day. A brand new lawnmower starting out at Home Depot for a tractor riding lawnmower is over $2,000. That, or you get a little Honda 22-inch mower, $700 on maybe Facebook Marketplace. So as you guys can see, it's not really worth it for me long term to do lawns anymore. It's just a lot of hidden costs that the business owner takes. The only way to really get ahead is if you scale. They call it economies of scale, where you're so big and you have so many recurring clients and so much money coming in that you don't really feel the money when it comes out, because you just consistently have a lot of clients bringing in more revenue. And yes, you have a bigger team to be able to do bigger projects, and there you can do landscaping projects like doing brick and doing excavating, stuff like that, pools maybe. So there goes my idea of really running a lawn care business. It's not really worth it for somebody that really wants to actually profit, number one. Number two, if you don't want to go through a huge headache of having a big team, because I don't like being a manager, guys. I'm a pretty good manager. I've been a manager before, but I personally do not like to manage people. If people are lazy, they're lazy, and I'm not going to change them. If people don't want to show up to work, I fire them. I'll never talk to them again. I'll never call them for any kind of work again. So that's just kind of who I am. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but I take it as I just don't want to manage people. So I think that I'm the best worker that I could have for my business. I'm not saying I'm the best worker out there. I'm not saying I'm the best business owner out there, but I know and I trust that anything that I book, I'm going to be able to do and with the profit margins in mind, and I'm the one that cares. So that's why I'm going to do it that way. But yeah, I'm pretty thankful that I got rid of those lawn care customers, because now I have available time on the weekend. I still have other customers that are contacting me for other work. And I schedule those as I please. If I feel like I can't do them, I'm not going to do them. But I still do them because it is still a way for me to get ahead in life and be able to invest in my future. I have my girlfriend staying at home with our baby. We're expecting another 2, so that's why I'm still working a lot. But the commitment of lawn care customers, I got rid of that because I just couldn't do it anymore. Every single weekend I was working, I needed something off. I needed to have a little bit of a break. And then we're going on vacation. We had a lot of family parties this summer. I don't remember the last time I had a free summer, guys. Like, I haven't had the chance to really go to a water park. I've been wanting to go to a water park in the summer. Now that I'm going to have kids, it's like, okay, I want to take them to a water park, and I want to go myself. I love going on the lazy river. So I haven't had a chance to do that in the summer. Every single summer I'm working, and it's not just work. It's like overtime over overtime over overtime, and lawns after lawns after lawns, because nobody wants work during the winter, especially in the line of business that I'm doing. Nobody needs anything in the winter. It's like once the grass starts getting green, and still up to when the leaves are still having to get picked up around November, everybody wants work. But starting December and going on to January, February, and March is just completely dead. Not even for moving customers, because I do moving as well. I did moving. Not even customers for moving need anything in the winter. They just really don't move in the winter. So, yeah, that's why I decided to lay back a little bit on my summer work. The current job that I have, I think it's going to be pretty consistent as far as the winter hours. And if it's not, I have prepared for that. I have saved money for that. I'm working extra right now so that anything in the winter that happens, I have a cushion for that. In this line of work, I do expect for things to slow down in the winter, though, because anything construction related, which is what I'm in, it is going to slow down. Now, I don't do anything hard in construction. I do mostly layout for construction, but it's still construction related, so it is going to slow down in the winter. That's one of the downsides to having work that is reliant on weather, I would say, because things can't get poured in the winter. Things can't asphalt doesn't open in the winter. It's closed for the winter. So it's like there's not much you can do as far as construction. And even as a carpenter, because I used to do carpenter work with my brother, even that slows down in the winter. You think, okay, we're going to be inside. No, that people don't really want to do construction projects in the winter. They don't want their house having a huge gaping hole with just wrapped in plastic, especially because it's going to be cold. They don't want that in the winter. They completely despise the cold that gets in the winter. And most people just want to relax in the winter. They're going through the holidays. It's Christmas. It's Thanksgiving. They don't want their family going into their family room, and next room next door is like filled with, it looks like a freaking hazmat, like a hazmat zone there. They really don't want that. So winter is not the best for construction related work. As far as trades, I'm pretty happy with the trade that I'm in. It's still construction related, but there's a lot that you can do in this kind of trade. And it's actually land surveying. Land surveying, I've been doing it for about 10 years. I have about 10 years of experience. As far as also drafting, I have been drafting as well since the 10 years that I've been doing land surveying. So I'm a little versatile with what I have been doing in this kind of field. And it's good. I like it. I like the relaxed. Sometimes it's relaxed, but I like the fact that you don't have somebody just breathing over your neck. Depends on the company, right? But most of the things that we're doing, we have enough time to be able to do it. Nobody's gonna die if we don't do it. We'll just do it the next day and apologize that we couldn't do it in time. But it's a pretty good line of work for anybody that's interested. No college degree needed. And if you do want to get a college degree, that's where you might want to change your mind about it, because if you want to be a licensed person as far as land surveying, you do have to be in school for about like 6 years, which to me is just not worth it. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to keep this video short, a little introduction about what I do and what I'm going to be talking about. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.